I don't think there's a kid that left St. Anthony's who doesn't think I'm the most demanding person they've ever come across.
You know, it was not easy. And for me personally, my dad would try and show everybody else that there no favoritism, you know, here, and he kind of was tougher on me at times than anybody else in the team.
Have your base set, your legs aren't set, form the shot. Off the fingers, smooth action, Bobby. It's off the fingertips before you snap the wrist. Off the fingertips, snap the wrist. Look at your base. Your base was moving. You were going like this, shooting and moving. You know what a shooting action is? Say it's nothing. It's right there. That's what a shooting action should have been. Your feet should not be moving.
I was looking at it from like a 14 or 15-year-old kid's perspective, that he was just, you know, persecuting me, and he was out to get me, and, you know, why does he hate me sometimes? You know, so that's kind of how I thought.
You've got all the time in the world to get set. What are you thinking about if your left foot's facing the corner? Trying to add a degree? It's not gymnastics. You don't add a degree of difficulty to a foul shot.
He was so fed up with his father, and he was like, I'm just running the race. He just ran out of White Eagle, and I wound up catching him, like, underneath the turnpike, like, going towards my neighborhood. And, like, he was just crying and stuff. He was just so frustrated. And I just told him, I said, Bob, just keep pushing through, man. It's almost over. You know, your father's a tough guy, and he got to be even harder on you because you're his son.
He got thrown out a ton of times. He probably earned a lot of them early, and then later on, because he was such a good high school player, me throwing him out impacted the way the rest of the group would behave.
That's why our team was, I think, was so successful. With Bobby being on our team and Mr. Hurley pushing his own son that hard, why should he show us some type of favoritism or not push us the same way?
It built inside me, and I was able to utilize all those times and those practices, you know, later.
In all the years I've been at Duke, Bobby Hurley is the most daring player I've ever had. 3 Final Fours and 2 national championships, and is the all-time assist leader in the history of college basketball. Bob is huge in Bobby's development. He's the one who taught him how to be passionate, how to work hard, how to get the most out of your ability, and no excuses. He didn't cut Bobby any slack.
Bobby Hurley ices the game from the free throw line for Father Bob. The St. Anthony Friars capture the first ever Tournament of Champions. Bob Hurley, his second perfect season as head coach of St. Anthony.
When it comes to me, it's always going to be about respect. And I'll always keep pushing them. And I'll have the story every once in a while about after I go berserk, and I'd say to kids, does anybody know what my feelings are right now as I think about our relationship after I just exploded? And one of the older kids put their hands up and say, you don't care. I say, yeah, I don't care, because what I'm doing right now is I want you at the end of this thing to look back and say, wow, we really did the best we could to reach our potential. It's just the difference between me keeping the bar up high and some other people letting the kids slide on things. I'm never going to let the bar drop. You don't want to look at the end of it and say, gee, if only I had. You're trying to unlock the door for these guys. You want them to reach their potential.